right? We won 55.9% of the time. What are you noticing on the screen, unfortunately, is happening? It was much higher at the beginning, was it not? Wasn't it up around 50? I think it was up at, actually up at 67%, I think, when it first started. And ever since then, it's been dropping, hasn't it? It went to 53%, then it went to 52. Now it's at 51, and it looks like it's dropping again. So we're gonna let this thing keep on going and keep on rolling. And I got unfortunately bad news for you. Vegas would never give you, oh shit, look what's happening. It's going almost 50-50, Evan. Remember your 50-50 you brought up earlier? It's almost there. Let's see, 50.5, 50. Oh shit. It's trying, it's fighting a little bit, but it's dropping. I got news for you. Vegas is never gonna give you a game that's got probability bigger than 50%. So Shelby, the first thing you just said was 100% correct. Our probability based on 220 was a very small sample. This is how people sometimes win at craps. They walk in, they play a small number of games, they get ahead. Just like this, oh shit, look what just happened while I was talking. Did you see it?
So as long as you play less than 3,300 games.
That is not what I said, John, and you know it.
That's what I appreciate.
I hear what I hear. You can make money on games of chance, but you have to be able to time it exactly right. And you never know when that time's gonna be. I'm sure, as we've been talking right now, somebody just has, you ever heard the phrase hot hand? Absolute bullshit. Doesn't exist. What happens are random clumps happen. All of a sudden somebody comes up, 7, 7, 7, woo, hot hand, and they're giving them a drink, and they're rolling 7. Complete random chance. The problem is you don't know when that hot hand is going to happen. Go ahead, Shelby.
I'm from Vegas, and my grandpa likes to gamble a lot, and he's in the casino for like less than an hour, and he always comes back.
What games does he play? Do you know?
No. I
Can you find out for us?
He does a lot of sports bets, but that's different.
Oh, dude, sports bets are a mystery to me. I never understand sports odds.
But
Yeah.
I think he plays a lot of blackjack.
Blackjack. Okay, so you will never see me playing blackjack in this class or poker because those aren't complete games of chance. They're games of chance combined with skill. And that's the only way to make, you can actually make money on blackjack and you can make a lot of money on poker if you know, but there's also like that whole bluffing mentality of having to be able to read your opponent and card counting. You can card count in blackjack and poker. You can't craps count. Nothing to count. The only reason card counting works is as you're dealing cards, the deck is changing, you keep track. If I stop this, oh man, this is crap. Speaking of, that was funny. Stop it right now. Look, we just rolled a 6. Does that mean we're less likely to roll a 6 next time? No, you have exactly the same probability of rolling a 6. You'll probably roll something else. But you saw it happen in the beginning. We rolled a 7 and then rolled a 7 right again. Hot hand! No! Randomness. And you never know when that randomness is going to happen. Is that fair? So what we're seeing now, we're going to take 5 here and then come back and finish this bad boy up. I'm going to let this play over break. What you're seeing is the probabilities are beginning to stabilize and it's starting to look pretty bad for the player, yes? And not only that, there's something else we're forgetting. Shelby, you nailed one of the 2 important things. First is that the probability that we used was not 100% correct. What's the other thing we haven't talked about? If you won, I hand you $10. If you lose, I hand you nothing. What allowed you to play in the first place?
No risk.
You walked up to the table. Now this, if you've ever been to Vegas, you don't know this. And what did you put on the table?
You gotta place your bet.
You have to place a bet. You have to go up. It's called anteing up. It's called the ante. We're gonna learn all about that today when you come back from break. Why is it called the ante? A-N-T-E. Where are my nursing students? Where are my nursing students? Why is it called the ante? Andrea, do you know? What's this part of your body called versus this part of your body? The anterior versus the posterior. Anterior front. You have to pay the bet up front. There's no such thing as a posi bet. They would never let that happen because you could lose and go running out. You have to bet. So as soon as you put that chip down, you're already in the hole. It's your job to claw back out of that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And that's what we're going to learn how to deal with today after break. So let's take 5. I'm going to let this keep rolling. Oh yeah. It's still fighting. It's not fighting as much anymore. It's starting to give up. It's starting to be like, all right, we're good. We're good. The hot hand's over. It was never there anyway. So let that play during break. Let's take 5. Come back. We'll reanalyze craps with the proper probabilities, Travis. We got the actual number for you on the notes. So we'll get into that. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Wait, no. What do we put at number 4? We did it after break.
Number 4.
Okay, 4 up.
Oh, what we forgot? You just gave it to me. We need the proper probabilities and the bet, right? The proper probabilities and the bet. Does that make sense? Shelby? Awesome, awesome, awesome.
The last ones I had,
Abubak.
my daughter wanted me to get rainbow. So, yeah. And I showed her because she wanted me to get, which wasn't terrible, but I had like a mental block, like it just felt too summery for me. And I was like, it's not summer anymore, I can't do that. And she was like, right, yeah, and we tried to pick like fall tone colors.
Because you're on the western star.
Because she was like, that's not what you said you were gonna get. I was like, sorry. I was like, I could do that. Pretend it's rainbow, but I was like, it's too aggressive. The nails I had last week, I was being very like, non-horror colors, like light pink or brown, mauve, or like, and so she was like, yeah, I was like, oh, I don't know what to tell you. Like the nails I did have before were too much for me for 3 weeks, so I was like, okay. But I didn't do it for you. She's like, just do it.
That would be easier. I can get
How
shots.
did you go get your nails done? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. They're fun, I like them. I wish I was brave enough to do fun nails. And you must have just gotten one, huh? Because they're not very fun. How long did it take to do that?
Oh my god. No, it actually happened. It was just late. Yeah. Send you a picture. Yes.
Right.
If I'm not there,
That's awesome.
put it in my
Yeah,
notebook.
this was 70.
Okay.
So, but the one thing I do like about her is, I think it's called Builder's Gel. And so like even when she files off and redoes it all, and it's just my bare nail before she puts on the new one, if I like push on my nail, I still have a really strong fingernail. It's not like super paper thin. And that's what, I mean, I'm 35 my whole life. Like you get your nails done, you're like, I'm sacrificing for how cute they look, you know, but I'm like amazed at like how strong and healthy they still are. So, yeah, but she does a good job. Thank you. And she's funny. It's like, you know, we're chatting with your friend after you spend so much time with someone, you like can't help but like, oh, so how's dating that one boy, and how's this and that, and there's like catch up. She's funny. And then we got distracted yesterday, and she forgot to put top coat on these nails, and I didn't even notice until later. I was at lunch and I was like, something's different. So I had to go to work today for her to put top coat on. But it was 2 minutes. It's funny because I'm pretty girly, but I think if I had to like sacrifice and only choose one thing, it would probably be my nails. It's not like getting my lips done too, though. So being a girl is so fun, but so expensive. Oh yes. How long does that take? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, really? unless you like love eyelash girl, but and it was so cute. And I was going to a wedding last June, and I really considered it because I was like, but then I was scared I'd get sucked in, and then I would only like I'd want to keep doing it instead of just for the event. I was at that point slowly saving money and planning to leave my grocery job, and so I was like, I probably should spend extra money on other things.
Uh-oh.
And then you were like, oh, look at how cute it is.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Starting to slow down. It's getting closer to its true probability.
I like your new bicycle.
One of my old Math 98 students made it for me.
That's so cute.
Last Halloween, they all showed up dressed like me. Well, 5 of them. It was so cute.
Don't give any ideas.
For you.
What's that?
I have one question.
Yeah.
Is that like the UI concept?
Yeah, we got our wedding rings tattooed on that summer. It's kind of fun. Yeah, I love it. It's so funny because it still freaks me out because I have a platinum wedding ring. And every once in a while I'm like, shit! And I'm like, oh, that's right, it's hanging on my desk. We got this now. Yeah, we got my buddy, I used to play music with a guy in a punk band that's a tattoo artist.
Oh, so you did it.
So he did it for every once in a while. I get him to beat me up a little bit. So yeah, it's kind of fun. We do a little ink here and there. Got another one in the works. So
When's your next show?
the punk band, I don't know, because in typical punk band form, they're very non-communicative, and we're not talking very well about it. I also play in a local cover band. We're playing end of October. I'll try to remind you. And then I got a couple East Coast shows, which I don't think we're gonna fly out for.
That's really
Oh, I see. 70s, 80s rock, all kinds of fun stuff. What's that? Dude, I'm very fortunate. I get to play with these amazing people. This guy, the guy that does my tats, he wants, now we'll see if this happens, it's a punk band. He wants to put a band together, release a bunch of original music, and then go on tour in Japan. I'm like, why Japan? He's like, I've never been there. I'm like, who's gonna pay for it? He's like, I don't know, I'll figure it out. I'm like, okay, you figure that out. And then we'll go to Japan. We'll go to Japan and play one song. Here's your notes.
Plus,
I think it's like I will be
I don't want to imagine that.
I can't really tell you if it's like you have to experience it. And I'm like, oh, I get it.
Okay, my dear friends. This is going to be expected value day 2, electric motor. Okay, so today, oh, John, what do you got there?
I will need a second homework, so I can take it to that after.
No problem, no problem. We'll get that to you. Oh, thank you, Jeff. All right, put these over here. Okay, so expected value is a topic I used to put. Oh, second notes. I thought I gave you 4. Did I not? Maybe I didn't.
Did you give him?
I thought I gave you 4. I did. Okay. I thought you said I might have. We'll get your homework. So expected value used to be a topic. I put it in Math 98. I don't know if hopefully if you took Math 98, you didn't do it in Math 98. I hope you didn't. Good, because we had a big long talk about it. We're like, we did it one day. It was hammering students, and I'm like, you know what? Let's hold it to 105. We'll build up the fraction ideas more, and I think it's better to have it 105. It's a pretty serious topic. I mean, even though it's just that 4-step process, it really is. There's nuance in there, right? You have to know the payouts. You have to know the correct way to get the payouts and the probabilities. It's pretty subtle, and probabilities are not easy for people. So anyway, we moved it to 105. Do it over 2 days, and I think it goes much better because we can actually sit and talk about all these questions. Like, I have to know the outcomes for crafts. Not anymore. Once we get the probabilities, we're good to go. So okay, beautiful. So what we're going to do is we're going to add one more item to it, but it really isn't even that. It's just adjusting number 1 for reality. If you think about it, if you think about the game you just played in the warm-up and all the games we played on Tuesday, I never charged you to play those games, did I? I just said play the game, you either win this or you lose this. But there was never ever what's called the ante. There was never an ante given to you. We're going to deal with that today. Okay, so first of all, we're going to go through craps, roulette, and then we're going to talk about my life insurance, which has to analyze the chance of me dying sometime next year.
What kind of questions do they ask you for that?
Can we come back to that in about 30 minutes? Because I didn't actually get interviewed for it. I pulled it off the CDC website. And we're going to talk about the dangers of doing that and treating me as part of that cohort. But see, this is the nuance that I'm glad we now do it over 2 days with as opposed to doing it in 1 day. Thank you. Yes, we'll come back. I promise we'll come back to that. Okay, game 1, craps. We're going to revisit craps. But we're going to do one better. That's the experimental probability of winning. I think we just agreed we blew all of our luck today in class. We won more than half of the time. Guess what? That doesn't actually happen. You don't win more than half of the time at craps. They would never allow that in a casino, ever. They're going to make you lose more than half of the time. But the question is, isn't this an experimental probability too, right here? Why is this also? I think it's better than ours. No disrespect, please don't punch me. Well, they're close to 50-50, right, John? That's what you're thinking. Hold that in a second. Why are these better than the ones we got in the warm-up?
More data.
Way more data, right? We have now played, it looks like 30,000 games, over 30,000 games. I mean, we're getting a pretty good idea of what's, but it's still not a theoretical probability. It's still not that one. Remember, dice, coins, and cards, you can calculate probabilities for. I would never make you calculate this probability, but I'm going to give it to you instead. If anybody wants to see why it's this, stick around after class, or come by cohort at 4. Here is the actual theoretical probability of winning at craps. It's 244 out of 495, which is, that's a nasty fraction. That's nasty as hell. So let's do it with a percentage instead. It's 49.29%. Look how close this is to that. It's so close. It's getting there. It just has to stabilize. Theoretical probabilities mean infinite trials. That's why they're better. If we can use them, we want to use those. The reality is we can't always use them. But here we can. Is that fair? So unfortunately, we don't win a majority of the time. We had some broken data over here. It was good for us. We had good probabilities. That was awesome. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to redo your warm-up calculation right here. So I've started setting up the table for you. Revenue on a pass line bet, $10, $0. That should look familiar to you, yes? That's from the warm-up. Now, please, the chances of winning or losing in these spots right here, and then complete the expected value calculation in number 2. That's right. Give it a shot. Actually, give all 4 of those a shot. Talk to your neighbors. Man, I'm sensing like it's kind of crazy. You all so talkative usually, and I love that. But today it's like you're talkative, and then I ask you to do anything. It's like somebody just pops you. You got me again, Ariana. You got me again. That was awesome. Thank you. Bring the life back to the class. More vomiting. More vomiting, please. Just trying to more driving. More Yes, talk to each other. Be obnoxious like me.
Oh, I see. That's
I'm nodding because you both looked up here. Don't even worry about the $5. Don't even worry about that. Just do the calculation. This is yours. So you're doing 10 times 244 over 485, and then this doesn't do anything, right? It's just 0. Perfect. So the expected value is just that plus that, which is just
10 times.
So your effective value is 492 or 493. So what does that mean? What does the expected value mean? On average, you win 492. Bless you. That's perfect, Suzanne. And then tell me why Vegas would never allow that. Ah, you got it, woman. You got it. Good. Well, remember how we did the calculation in the warm-up? We took $10 times 55.9. But 55.9 wasn't right. This is the right one. So that one has to go exactly. You got it. The expected value is that times that, plus that times that, adding together. Those 4 steps away. Cool. still expected value, baby. It's not changed, it's still expected value. Yes, that is definitely what chance waiting for. Well, that's part of it. Well, technically it is, because then you're gonna multiply 0 times whatever's here. But that's gonna be 0, right? What is the probability of losing? If the chance of winning is 49.29%. Yeah, the chance, yes, yes, do it, yes, 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 yes!
So,
Yes! That goes in the second spot.
yeah. Yeah.
What's up, man?
It's terrible.
I get that kind of clap. Yeah, it's on. It's on.
Okay, goes.
So, it feels wrong. Because, so I would love
Oh, yeah.
to afford 49.3.
Okay.
But, hey, that's just kind of like the same as going. There's a tenth of a penny, which is does that take? But that's
A tenth of a dollar.
no, because it's to get.
Oh, so really, if you go to 4.93, you're overstating the win.
It just feels wrong.
I got you, I got you, I got you.
What
I feel you.
What I go to 0.93?
So here's how you can get around. Okay, this is a great question actually, and I'm gonna address it when I do the calculation myself up there. Anytime you round, which you, just so you know,
I'm making an approximation.
exactly, just so you know, that's not exactly 49.29. 49.292929. It goes on forever.
Sure.
So that probability is already underrepresented there. So if you round that up, you are countering that a little bit. You're actually doing it a favor.
Okay.
So don't feel bad about it that way.
But in the future, though, like for other types of things,
So, and just so you know, I'm always going to have a W next to these problems, right here with the process, versus if we're off by a penny or not. You can alleviate it a little bit, in general, by just doing the whole calculation at once and not rounding as you go. It's not going to matter here.
because I guess we're kind of
Exactly.
afterwards round.
Exactly, exactly. So you can alleviate rounding errors a little bit by rounding only once at the end. But rounding is the thing, like, because casinos don't pay us in hundreds of cents. It's like when you go to get gas, right? Well, of course.
That's very good.
Why wouldn't you? You see the gold, speaking of alternate currency besides dollar, the value of gold went up 50% this year. 50%, which is crazy because the stock market's doing fairly well. Usually it starts going up when people start getting freaked out about the economy, and that makes me nervous as shit. Because I'm like, uh-oh. Like, what's happening right now?
Means
Yeah.
my conversion might build my house.
Yeah, well, I hope so.
And now if I was
I hope so. God. Yeah, so anyway, rounding can be taken care of, as far as, you're always gonna be off when you round.
Correct.
But you have to round.
It just feels wrong.
I know, well, because you're making it wrong, right? You're making it not precise. But the question is, how far away from precise is utilitarian? No, it's a very scientific way of looking at it. But the question is a trade-off, precision, utility.
that.
You can't have any utility with infinite precision. Like, for example, if I do Pythagorean theorem to figure out how much wood I need to figure out for a chicken coop, which by the way I did about 10 years ago when I built a chicken coop in our backyard, and I had to use a lot of square roots to figure out cuts. So I figured out I need like square root of 1,242 feet or square feet of wood. If I walk into Lowe's and go, I need a square root of 1,242 square feet, get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. Come back and get a better attitude. But if I go in and I figure out what that number actually equals, which is somewhere around 50 feet, and then add 10% for cuts, and I go, I need 55 linear feet of 2x4. Ah, we got you. So, but that's rounded, but it's useful.
Correct.
Exactly precise numbers are not very useful in the real world. Rounded ones are. No, it's not accuracy, it's precision. But you see, the difference is you can be accurate and not infinitely precise. Infinitely precise is useful. It's useless. It's useful. That's all I. Actually, don't go with that. I'm going to ask you that question when I ask the class later. Don't worry about that. So, no, I'm trying to think of something else. Oh, how long is that piece of paper? Actually, you're damn close. It's 11 inch, 8.5 by 11 is standard letter paper. Yeah, 8.5 by 11, but it's not 11. We round it to 11 because it's useful. It's plus or minus a little tiny bit of tolerance. Tolerance makes up for we can't be infinitely precise. It's because those numbers are useful. You said it. You said it first. You said it well. Talk to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that. That's it. That's it. Everybody, let's regroup and get these numbers. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna shut down I think Excel has proven the point. I mean, you're going to lose generally when you play the game. All right, so I'm going to shut this down. Thank you, Excel. Love you. I always use Google for a calculator for this, if that's okay. That's what I do. So you're going to take $10, and instead of multiplying by our probability that we got in the room, we're going to use the correct probability, 0.4929. So your top row across your top row of your expected value calculation is $4.93 if you want to round it off, or use all the decimals if you want, 4.929. Is that okay? Is that fair? That's the first part of number 3. Then we have to do it for the bottom line too, kinda. What happens in the bottom line though? Zero. It zeroes out. This won't zero out much longer because we have to deal with the realities of what's going on in the game. So it's going to be 0 times 0.5071 is what y'all said, right? And that's going to be 0. And then you add those together. So your expected value, if I'm doing the math in my head right, and remembering, is $4.93 rounded, or $4.92.9 cents if you want to use a fraction of a cent like they do at gas stations, that's okay. Or $4.90 if you want to round it off to that. Is that what you want to do, Shelby? Go ahead. What's your question, my friend?
Wait,
I'm waiting.
oh, never mind.
You good?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So now we got our expected value, $4.90 some cents. $4.93, $4.90, whatever you want to call it. What does that mean? Start with the words on average. It's always good to start with on average. What is an expected value? What is an expected value? Think back to yesterday. When I say yesterday, I mean Tuesday. I always do that. Sorry, Kincaid. What does that expected value mean?
The average outcome you expect from how many times you play.
Oh yeah. If you play this game over and over and over, you will win how much? $4.93 on average per game. On average per game. Can you actually ever win $4.93? Like on a game? You're betting $5 each time. We haven't really talked about that. I mentioned it a couple of times in here. You're betting $5 each time. But even if, no matter what you bet, if you can either win 10 or win 0, you can't win $4.93, can you? Talk to me, John.
If you're betting 5.
Hold that thought. Hold that thought.
Okay.
We're getting there. I promise you. But no matter what you're betting, if you either win 10 or 0, you can't win $4.93. But you can average $4.93. If you add up all your winnings and all your zeros and combine them and divide by how many you've played, you can average $4.93, can't you? It's kind of like the average number of children in the country right now. They always talk about the number of kids, the average number of kids per family is dropping as time goes on. And the average number of kids per family is never a number like 2 or 3. It's always like 1.9. Can you have 1.9 kids in your house? No. Can the country have an average of 1.9 kids? Sure. Have 19 kids spread over 10 houses. That's 1.9 kids on average per house. I know your brain's like you're trying to picture what 1.9 kids looks like. Stop. Stop. All you're doing is you're taking the resources and spreading them out evenly. But please don't spread kids out evenly. I don't want some kid losing 0.1 of a leg. But averages are not always data points. They're shared. This is what makes averages so tricky for so many students. An average isn't necessarily a data point. Think about your GPA. Think about your GPA. I know when I graduated with my undergrad, I had something like a 3.43 GPA, I think. I never got a 3.43 in one of my classes. I either got a 4 or a 3 or a 2 or whatever you get, because all the classes are worth a whole number of points. But when you put them all together and divide by your credits, that's where the decimals show up. Does that make sense? And that's why they're showing up here. Same exact reason. Cool? Is this believable? Now, John, what disturbs you? Oh, wait a minute. Time out. Let's answer number 4 first. Why would Vegas not allow this game? Because they would be hemorrhaging money to the players on average, would they not? Savannah said, why would they have a game where you're making money on average? They would want that number to be what kind of a number? Vegas would want that number to be what kind of a number?
Negative.
Say it again, Shelby.
Negative.
Say it again, Angelina. negative. They want that number to be negative. They want that number to be negative. So this game, with this structure, would not exist. And that's because we haven't accounted for something in this calculation, have we? What haven't we accounted for? Say it again.
Your wager?
Your wager. Take a look at the table as I've laid it up here in number 1. You see how I put the word revenue on a pass line bet? Revenue on a pass line bet? Who can describe what revenue means to me? What is revenue? Anybody have a business or go ahead, Jill, go ahead.
I guess the money you get.
The money you get. Thank you. The money you get. So like, let's suppose you have like a lawn cutting business and you got a bunch of clients on a weekend, you go out and cut a bunch of lawns, and then each lawn gets you, I don't know, when I used to cut lawns it was $10 a lawn, but that was 1982. So I don't know what people are charging now. Probably at least $10.50. 40, exactly. Thank you. Thank you. So you have 40 here, 40 there, 40 here, 40 there, 40 here. And let's say you have some employees. So you bring all this money in and you at the end of the weekend, you're like, this is awesome, I got $2 grand. Is that your profit? No, that's your revenue.
Top line.
That's your, what's that called?
Top line.
Top line, gross, right? That's your income. Now you gotta do what?
Taxes.
You gotta pay taxes, you gotta pay your employees, you gotta pay for gas, you gotta pay for maintenance on the machines. Those are costs going the other way. And your job as a business owner, hopefully, is to keep the revenues above the costs, right? Revenues above the cost. So this calculation mathematically is correct, but we have to adjust it for the fact that we had to pay to play the game. Turn to the next page, dear friends. That was a terrible whistle, I apologize. I never learned how to whistle correctly. I can only whistle sucking in. I can't whistle blowing out. I don't know. I failed. Thank you. That sounds lovely.
Same shape.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I know it's the same shape as the word. My tongue's broken. That's all good. That was lovely, little bird. It was so good. Thank you. Oh, so good. Okay. Now let's adjust for profits. So, originally, if you win, they hand you $10, right? But what did you bet to play the game? You bet 5. I dropped that on you back on the first page. You might not have noticed it. It's okay, I'm telling you again now. You bet 5. So how much did you actually profit? You only profited $5, didn't you? So that win payoff should be $5. Is that fair? Shouldn't be 10. If you call it 10, you're ignoring the fact that you actually paid to play the game. Hopefully you see that. Does that make sense? And if you don't win, it's not really that you're winning 0. If you don't win, you lost your ante. So what do you profit if you lose? -5, -5. So both of those got dropped by $5. The probabilities are exactly the same. The probabilities are the same as they were on the first page. 0.4929 and 0.5071. They haven't changed. They're exactly the same. So now what I want you to do is, now that you've got that new table filled out in number 5, rerun the numbers for 6, 7, and 8 and see if it changes your expected value. And then see if Vegas likes that expected value instead. Yes. And I'll do it up here in Excel. Actually, use a spreadsheet to do it. That way you can see it kind of being done. All right. Ooh, I typed -$5 and it made it red. Is that okay? Can we live with that? -5? Is that legit? Okay. You want to see the negatives? No, Travis, you don't like it? I'm gonna change it.
I like it.
Yeah, well, we got dissension amongst the Travi, so we're gonna have to go ahead and adjust that. That's the plural of Travis, right? Travi. I'll format that so that they're only the negatives. There we go. Give it a couple more decimals too. There we go. How do I spell probability? Not like that. Forgot an A. Okay, I'm just doing the same math you're doing, I'm just doing it on a table up on the screen. Cool. Same thing you're doing? Can everybody see that okay? Is that big enough font? You can see what's going on? Oh, Savannah, I'll raise it a little bit. Sounds like I'm just get above the camera. I'll delete some of these cells. We'll use spreadsheets in here too, eventually. I know you use them a lot in 98, and I'm trying to work them more and more into 105 as well. Probability doesn't. This does pretty well. Okay, so now we're going to do profit times probability, not pre-op. Center everything. It's bugging me that they're not all centered. Okay, we're at that top line. You tell me if I did okay. $5 times 49.29%. You get 246 for your top line. Is that good? Okay. Then I'm going to do negative $5 times 5071. Negative 254 for the bottom line. Rounded off. Thank you, Travis. Appreciate that. Okay, so this is step 1. This is step 2. This is step 3. And then step 4, which is find the expected value. I just have to add that plus that. Let's see if you get what I get. Did you get about negative 7 cents? Shelby, is that close to what you got?
I got 8.
That's okay. Probably due to rounding. I wouldn't worry about it. Yeah, I wouldn't round. If you round, see, this goes back, John. Remember what you said about rounding and how it makes you feel kind of funny when you're rounding too much? This right here is, it's showing it as rounded. You can give it more decimals if you wanted to by coming up here, and you can increase, like that's actually closer to that, this is actually closer to this, and this actually has a few more digits on it. But these spreadsheets and computers and calculators, if you do one big calculation and only round at the end, you minimize any of those errors. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so we got the expected value of negative 7 cents, right? Okay, what does that expected value mean? Again, in number 7, what is the meaning of an expected value? Don't overthink this. It's the same thing as I said before. Angelina, go.
On average, you're losing 7 cents per game.
On average, perfectly said, my dear friend. On average, you are losing 7 cents per game you play. On average, you are losing 7 cents. Why does it make sense that that is negative? You're losing, and Vegas wants you to lose. Any game of chance in Las Vegas has a negative expected value. One-arm bandits, craps, the roulette wheel, which we're about to analyze in a second, they all have negative expected values. That's why they exist. They exist. That's where the big money is made in Vegas. Vegas knows it's going to lose some money on poker, because people that know how to play poker go in and count cards, and blackjack. If they catch you counting cards, they will kick you out of their casino. They will kick you. Well, sometimes I've heard some stories about the mafia breaking legs too, but usually they just escort you out. Sir. This is why I can't count cards. I'd be like, dealer, can you slow down a little bit? I'm trying to keep track. And you're like, sir, you suck at cards and you're an idiot. Escort you out. It's private property. They have the right to do that. So, but Vegas likes this game because it. Talk to me, Savannah. Go, please.
I'm wondering, I've never been to Vegas. Are all the games like about the same chance of winning though?
I love this question. It's so good. No, the answer is no. And we're about to look at one that's exponentially worse and better, or worse probability-wise. So I taught you just the pass line bet in craps. There's also the don't pass bet. There's you can bet on sums the hard way. 8 the hard way, which means you have to get double 4s. There's a bazillion different kinds of bets. And the less likely it is to hit whatever you're betting, the more they pay you when you do. Great question. No, they're all different. The payouts, the expected values are always going to be negative. That's the one thing. So then the question, was it somebody in Redmond yesterday, why the hell would anybody play these games? Because they're fun. People get sucked into that kind of that rock and it's enjoyable to watch. I mean, it makes me like, oh my God, I can't imagine pissing my money away doing that. But then I go to the river and I spend 6 hours fishing when I can. I just pissed away time and I could have been working that 6 hours, right? But I went fishing because that was good for me. So if you view it in a healthy way like that, it's just entertainment. It's like one of the movies. Fair? Great question. Other questions before we move on? That was fantastic, Savannah. Thank you. We good? Okay, let's look at one that's worse. Well, worse probability-wise. Okay, roulette. So I'm going to put a roulette wheel up on the board so we can look at it. I think we've looked at one of these before. Let's get a good American one. Only because there's American and European. I want to look at the these are all European. I want an American one that has the two. There we go. That'll work. All right. Oh, that's. Can we see that okay? That's pretty good, yeah? That'll work. Okay, so roulette basically is pretty straightforward. It's a big ass wheel. I should look at the wheel while you're working on this. I'll bring it in. Dealer spins it, and then they drop a ball, which is up there in this image. Drop the ball, wheel spins, ball goes around, and the ball eventually lands in one of the called pockets. Can you tell how many pockets are up there on that roulette wheel?
2, 38.
There's 38 in total. There's 2 green ones. It's a little hard to count the red and black ones, isn't it? But they're all numbered. 1 through 36. 36 is up here, 1's right next to it, and everything in between. So if you go ahead, show me, keep counting up, I'm going to interrupt you. So there's 38 of them total. And Savannah, there's a bazillion ways to bet on a roulette wheel. You can bet on red, which has a pretty good chance of winning. You can bet on black, which has a pretty good chance of winning. It's actually an equal chance of red. You can bet on green, which doesn't have a very good chance of winning. You can bet on a dozen, which you put your chip on the, I'll go out when you're working on this problem, I'll go out and get my roulette wheel and my roulette felt, and you can see all the ways to bet. But I just want to look, I'm glad you asked the question you asked. We're going to look at what's called the straight bet, which means you pick one number on that wheel and you bet on that number. That's it. That's it. Now, John went shoof. And why did John go shoof?
Never went.
Because you're hardly ever going to win, right? If you only bet one number, what is your chance of winning? And the green ones count as numbers. You can bet on just single zero or double zero. If you pick one number to bet on, John, what number are you going to bet on? I'm not going to hold you to this.
21 red.
21. Good. John's going to bet on 21 to spin the wheel. I'm going to beat the wheel in a second while you're working on this. What's the chance John wins if he spins the wheel and drops the ball? 1 out of 38. 38. Remember, there's 2 greens. Those 2 greens are there intentionally. Oh, those bastards. They don't want to have, nothing's ever 50-50 in Vegas. So it's 1 out of 38. But here's the payoff. So it's a shitty odds, right? 1 out of 38 is terrible odds, right, Savannah? But if you win, they hand you $175. Now, this also necessitates you pay $5 to ante up. So this is on a $5 bet. You bet 5. If you hit that 21 red, they'll hand you 175 back. Meaning you have profited 170. But you're probably going to not hit it, right? So that means you lost your 5. So let's regroup. I'm going to set you loose on the next page. There's 2 things that can happen on a straight bet, either win or lose. What's the chance of winning? 1 in 38. Remember those 2. 1 in 38. It's 10. They want you to think it's 1 in 36. They want you to believe that. But it's 1 in 38. Bastards. What's the chance of losing? 37 out of 30. I know, they want you. You are exactly who Vegas wants. They want you to forget those 2 greens. It's 37 out of 38. Fair. If you win, what do you profit? Profit. 170. They give you 175, but you're down $5 already, right? And if you lose, what have you profited? They take your ante, which means you're down $5. So the 2 payouts are 170 and -5. The 2 probabilities are 1 in 38 and 37 and 38. Everybody, work the expected value on number 10. Number 11, why does it make sense that it's negative? Number 12, what does it mean? And then we can answer number 13 together if you don't like it. I'm going to get the rule of it. Yes. Oh yes, what is the money?